Okay, bist du ready? Audience ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Hi everybody, my name is Barbara. First question, anyone who does not talk German? Okay. Is it okay if I stay in English? I will stay in English. So, Toposens. We developed the first 3D sensor that is based on ultrasound. This is the sensor, you put it on the ceiling and then you can anonymously count people and track people. That means you can see where people are moving along. Right now, if you want to count and track people, you most probably use one of these technologies. 3D cameras, 2D cameras, Wi-Fi tracking, infrared, and so on. However, these technologies are very expensive. They are not very accurate and not very robust. So, for example, they cannot see in the dark, they have problems with reflections and so on, and they intrude heavily into people's privacy because you use an optical system. So what we do is we use sound on a very high frequency. We use standard hardware components which we buy from the market, and we combine them with our proprietary algorithms. So 90% of our know-how is actually in the software. The sensor is very robust. It means we can see in complete darkness when there's direct sunlight falling into the sensor, through dust, through dirt, and so on. Sensor is small, it's lightweight, it uses very little energy, and it produces very small data packages. And it's completely anonymous. So we do not identify any personal features. We protect people's privacy. And finally, since we do not need any expensive optical components, we can also offer the sensor for a very low price. So our technology is based on echolocation, which you might know from bats. We send out ultrasonic pulses. The pulses are reflected by all the objects or persons near the sensor. Signal travels back to the sensor, and we can then directly on the system itself process the data and count the people. So that's how it's going to look like in the end. You have one sensor, for example, in a meeting room, and then you can see, detect, count, and locate all the people inside this room. That's how it looks like right now with a prototype. And applications are broad. So for example, you can use it in retail to see how many people are walking along your store. You can use it for fall detection for elderly people. You can use it for dangerous zones. You can use it for building automation, lighting automation, heating automation, and so on. We are going to sell either only the hardware or hardware and the backend, which we create ourselves. This is the company. We are currently 8 people located in Munich, founded almost 2 years ago, a team of experts in everything 3D, digital processing, and so on. Thank you.
Woo. Thank you very much. Talk about smart building and probably smart work with all those applications. First question, we see a lot of things moving into light. We had a light example, so why don't you include this in light? Why have separate sensors that people have to put on the ceiling?
So it's just a different kind of technology. Most probably it's just it's very robust, so it doesn't depend on the lighting. You can just put it onto your afterwards, after you're finished, your complete everything. You can just put it on. No good answer here.
You said very low price. Do you need one for every room then? And are they connected? Like, do you follow the people going through the different rooms?
So yes, with one sensor we can cover approximately 20 to 40 square meters. We can connect, so we send the data to the cloud, and there we can connect all the data, so we can track people throughout the complete building or throughout a large room as well.
And very low price?
Very low price compared to everything that can also track people. So compared to 3D cameras, our pricing for one sensor will be around 100 euros per sensor in the beginning, and we can go even lower than that.
Yeah. Trudy, what do you think? Any questions you would like to ask? Anything you don't understand?
I have one question. How many sensors would you need in a room like this? And how accurate could you count the amount of people then?
So I guess this is like 60 square meters, so we would say 3 sensors to cover like this space. And right now we did tests, and it's possible to stand shoulder to shoulder and still see separate people because we get the reflection of the separate heads. That's possible. Of course, it's not possible anymore if people hug, because then they melt together. But apart from that, it's possible.
How much is a sensor?
So in the beginning, we'll be in a low 3-digit euro area, around 100 euros per sensor.
You guys can ask questions online if you'd like. One more question from my end. I think it all depends on the application, right? So what do you use it for? What do you do with the data? Do you also do that, or do you only provide the sensors and other people have to provide those applications?
That again depends on the application. So what we can do is we provide either the raw data, so the number and the position of persons in a room, but we can also send over trigger events. So for example, if someone has fallen, we can identify this as an event, send a trigger.
Yeah, actually that's an interesting question here. Security incidents play a very important role. Falling, unattended luggage, fights or people running out of the room. You can do all of that?
So falling for sure, because we got the X, Y, and Z coordinate of every person. So we see if the person's moving very quickly towards the floor, then it's most likely they're falling down. Unattended luggage, well, we can see that there's something there, but we cannot distinguish if it's unattended luggage or if it's just a waste paper basket that some cleaning person left there. So that's kind of possible. Fights. So we can see quick movement and quick people moving towards each other, but whether that's a fight, it's rather difficult to explore.
Everyone, please vote. If you haven't done so, we're going to give the award shortly, so your vote counts. If you've already voted, please give a big round of applause to Startup.